Good evening, Mananako. The best of 3 queue is probably taking forever because of the competitive drafts event or whatever it's called. I don't have enough time to finish one of those because it's 6 wins or 2 losses, best of 3. Otherwise, I'd do that. I did one of those over the weekend. I think I got to 4 wins and got 3 draft tokens and 10 packs, but like, who cares about that? I bought Hades yesterday. Have you played any of that? I've watched Paul play a lot. It's pretty fun. It's also very clearly like a built from the same people as Bastion. I haven't actually looked up to see if that's the case, but if it's not, it's blatant plagiarism, which makes me think it's almost certainly the same people that did Bastion. Supergiant Games. They also did the Steven Universe RPG. Played a little bit of that. It was a JRPG style RPG game. Did you ever watch Steven Universe? Or was it just a game you were just looking at playing? Biomutant. I haven't heard of that. I don't really keep up on video games nowadays, though. I don't have that much time to play them, so They're a little less exciting to read about. Looks like Biomutant didn't rate super highly. Although it looks like it releases tomorrow, so it must be playtesters. Hey, we made it. Alright. What you got for me, first pack? Ooh, I like that Dean. Killian's good. But this red Dean's really good. The blue Dean's pretty whatever. And then Killian's great. And Expanded Anatomy is good. There's a lot of like blue and red cards in this pack. Like if I took this, there's still Shock, Pillar Drop Warden, and Spectacle Mage as red cards that are still interesting. I'm going to go ahead and take this rare. Wow, Gnarled Professor, that's a good one. Heated Debate's good too, but I don't think I can pass up the Gnarled Professor. And then, like, maybe I end up like blue-green, and I can splash red. The Dean's double red. I don't know, but I can't pass this Gnarled Professor here. Cultivate's interesting. Leyline Invocation's interesting. Heated Debate's interesting. And Inkling Summoning's interesting. But, of course, Gnarled Professor's just way better than any of those. Test of Talents is fine. Cram Session's reasonable. Study Break's really good, but it doesn't really go with the cards I've picked so far. Hey, dual lands. I'm kind of looking at Cram Session here. Because I want to be playing Gnarled Professor, and it's a learn card. And Study Break's very good, but like I said, it doesn't really go with anything. And I don't think I want to take a Test of Talents this early. I don't know that I'm going to be blue. I don't actually have any blue cards I want to play, because I want to play this as a red card. I don't care about the blue side. So I'm going to take the Cram Session. Divide by Zero is interesting. Snow Day, Introduction of Prophecy. I think I have to take Field Trip here, though. That gives me 3 learn cards, so I can just start taking lessons super high. Field Trip is a ramp spell, which is good if I end up in blue-green. Yeah, I think it's just that. I am sad about this Introduction of Prophecy, though. I'm going to pass it. Introduction to Annihilation's interesting. Grape Shot doesn't really go with what I'm doing. I think this is a pretty easy introduction to Annihilation. If you're not in white or black, the rest of this pack's pretty bad. Besides Grape Shot. Start from scratch is kind of interesting. There's Leyline Invocation. I still don't know what my second color is. I'm probably supposed to take Leyline here. If I knew that I was going to be able to splash, I'd consider this Maelstrom Muse. Or maybe start from scratch. But I don't... there's also Pop Quiz. I have a lot of learn cards, though, and not very many lessons yet. I think I'm going to take the Invocation. And this still leaves, like, Witherbloom open if that's where I end up. Mage Duel's really good. I wouldn't mind Containment Breach or Snakeskin Veil, but I think I just have to take Mage Duel here. Elemental Summoning's interesting if I end up in blue. Otherwise, I mean, if I end up in blue, basically all the cards I want here are blue. So I think Elemental Summoning's the best option of the blue cards. So there's a Prismari Campus and a Quandrix Campus. And then there's Pillar Drop Warden, but that's going into, like, Gruul. It's going to be one of the campuses here. I guess it's going to be the Quandrix Campus. I don't know that I'm going to be splashing red yet. I don't even know that blue is my other color. I do know that I'm going to be green, though, so Quandrix Campus is going to make it in, even if I end up in Witherbloom. So another campus or another Leyline Invocation. Frost Trickster is not bad, but I don't think that's where I am right now. Maybe it is. I'm going to take the Invocation, though. Test of Talents Wield. There's also Curate. I think I prefer Test of Talents. Green is wide open, and I think blue is pretty open, too. There's an Archway Commons and a Witherbloom Campus. And then the Soothsayer Depth, but I don't really care about that. I'm going to take the Commons, and the reason is if I end up splashing for red or end up going 3 colors, not exactly a splash, I'd like to play the Nasari, and Archway Commons helps me get there. Alright, I'll take the random 2-drop, I guess. This is actually interesting. I think I'm going to take the Start from Scratch. Because it's a good sideboard card to have access to, or lesson card to have access to. Ooh, what are you? I mean, if I'm not in white, this is pretty tough to play. Ruth is really good. There's also environmental sciences. It's between those two. Ruth is so powerful. I have a shot at environmental sciences later. I think I'm going to take the Rutha. There's an elemental summoning, or sorry, fractal summoning, I mean, versus Bookworm. Well, I like Bookworm. I only have one ramp spell at the moment. I'm still at 3 learn cards and 2 lessons, 3 lessons. I'm going to take the Bookworm. I really want to find like a Cultivate. Burying Books is good. Oh, over environmental sciences? I have to do it, but I'm really sad about it. Zimone versus Eureka Moment. It's probably just Zimone. Wouldn't mind an Introduction Prophecy either. Needlethorn Drake seems good. It helps me in my early game, which I'm still a little weak in. There's another Bookworm. I don't think that's where I want to be. But the other option is Cram Session. I guess I'll take the Bookworm. I don't know if I'll play 2, but I don't particularly want the Cram Session right now. So I'll do that. Ooh, Tendrils is good. Alright, I need some more fixing and some more early game. I still want to cultivate. I don't really want this Wormhole Serpent, so I guess I'll take Cram Session. Things feel a little less open from this direction. I guess I'm on Opt here. There's also Vortex Runner. I guess I could take Vortex Runner. Crash Through versus a 2-drop I don't want. I guess I'll take Crash Through. Although there's a reasonable chance that doesn't make it into the deck. Scourge Colony versus Quandrix Campus. I do want early game cards. And this one's even good against Silver Quill, because it can block their flyers. I'm going to go ahead and put this Adept in the sideboard. And I'm going to put this Charge Through in the sideboard. Curate versus Strategic Planning. I don't know. I think they're about the same. I don't particularly want to play that either. So some fixing and some lessons. And some ramp. I wouldn't mind another removal spell either. Right now, I don't think this is in the deck. Because the Vilda I don't think is good at all. I'm not playing 2 Curate, so I'll take Solve on the off chance it's good. Probably won't be, but I'm probably not playing either, so it's fine. Swords. Well, I can't play that. There's Berry, Witherbloom, Pledge Mage, Wandering Archaic, Pop Quiz. I think it's between Archaic and Berry. It's probably Archaic. I don't know if that's right. It might be Berry. But I'll take the Archaic. Really want to Curate. Or Cultivate, I mean. Expanded Anatomy's good. Over the Drake. I have a few things to do early. I think I can afford to take the Anatomy. The Campus is good too, but I think I want the Anatomy. Yeah. I wouldn't mind like Arcane Subtraction, but I don't have much in the way of lessons right now. I only have like 3.5, because the start from scratch would have to be off a splash, and like a lot of times it's just not good. Harmonize versus Ingenious Mastery. Is there anything else? Fractal Summoning's interesting too. So Harmonize versus Mastery. So Mastery, for 4 mana, I get to draw 1 card. Harmonize is probably better. Yeah. Well, there's another lesson. There's also a Mage Duel. You want the Elemental Summoning or the Mage Duel? I have 2, 3, 4. I have 4 learn cards right now. I can take the Mage Duel. I wouldn't mind like 1 more lesson, But I think this is fine. Eureka Moment's quite good here. I'll take that. Alright, so -6. So this is probably a deck with 18 lands here. Still love a Cultivate, but I think the chances of that at this point are pretty low. So Snakeskin Veil is kind of interesting out of the sideboard since this is best of 3, but there's also Pest Summoning. I think I like the Snakeskin Veil actually. I don't think the Pest Summoning's like that good in my deck. I think that was pretty close though. Decisive Denial's pretty good. Do I like it over Regrowth? I think so. Alright, so I think I can probably cut a Cram Session at this point. I'll take the Prismari Campus. That helps on the Rutha. Hey Maker. Welcome to the stream. Wow, Burying Books wheeled? Well, it's better than the Pledge Mage for sure. So let's do that. So there's another Campus versus Arcane Subtraction. I think I'll just take the Campus. Now I'm good for playing Rutha. Wow, Fractal Summoning Wheel 2. Probably not playing 2 Vortex Runners. Alright, so Curate could probably go. I kind of want the Cram Session back in now because I picked up the Summoning. Tangle Trap's a pretty good sideboard card to pick up at the end. Alright, so if I was going to cut one card for Cram Session, did I pick up enough red sources to play the Dean? I don't think I did. So I have Elemental Summoning, Fractal Summoning, Expanded Anatomy, and then Introduction to Annihilation and sort of start from scratch. Yeah, it's probably good to have one more Cram Session in if I can fit it. But what do I cut? So I could cut Colony and board it in against aggressive matchups. Could cut Test of Talents. Could cut Vortex Runner. I have a lot to do when I get up to 8 lands. Right, I've got the double Invocation, I've got the double Bookworm, and I have Harmonized Eureka Moment, so I can probably cut the Vortex Runner. This is 7, 8, 9 green sources, and 7, 8, 9 blue sources. Alright. Yeah, I can do this. Just have to figure out how to do it. Here we go. Nopers. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to put a land on the bottom. I think it's actually going to be the island, because I want to make sure that I hit double green for Harmonize. Alright. Would like to do something, draw something to do before Harmonize. Why would I ban someone offering such a great deal? That's a good point, Maker. Hmm. I don't like my turn 4 Harmonize being my first play, but I guess it could have been worse. Their start wasn't super aggressive. Wow. No play, huh? Elemental Summoning. I suspect this professor is not long for this world. Yeah, there it is. I think I'm going to field trip and bury. That way I don't leave myself open to a removal spell. And then next turn I can Elemental Summoning and Mage Duel on the same turn. Oh, actually, I think I could just Devouring Tendrils. That might be better. Well, that's gonna die. I can Devouring Tendrils. Land would be good. I think Bookworm probably closes this game pretty well. Alright, they probably have a removal spell, some sort of burn spell or something, but that's fine. Or maybe the +3/+1. Sure. No, don't tap like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'll Mage Duel 2. Excellent. Get in the Bookworm. I almost have lethal. They have one too many blockers. Oh, just kidding. I only have one fight spell. So I want to leave up the fight spell / counter spell. So I'm not going to fractal summoning here. I'm going to leyline invocation instead. I think basically a Wrath is the only way they stay in this game, and even then I have fractal summoning to follow it up. Well, that's definitely not going to do it. So I can just send everybody and then fight whatever they block the worm with to get the trample damage in. Bloop. Alright. It was a little scary. It's a good thing I went first that game. I easily could have lost that game on the draw. So I want to lower my curve a bit. Maybe cut a bookworm. And put in maybe a vortex runner. Or would I prefer the 1/3? I might actually prefer the 1/3. It's definitely a worse card, but it comes down sooner, and that's kind of all I care about here. This is a normal draft. There's only like 12 or 13 hours left on the challenge. And it's best of 3 to 6 wins or 2 losses. I can't finish that on stream, and then I don't have time to finish it. So that's why I'm doing a regular draft. Ugh. I'm still going to keep it, but I really need to draw some early action or I'm going to get run over. That almost counts, except I don't have red mana. Ugh, come on, deck. Harmonize isn't even good because I just end up discarding a bunch of cards. Well, that wasn't bad. I think I actually don't trade it here, because getting an extra land out of my hand is actually really good. Gets me to my leyline invocation a whole turn sooner. Next turn, in fact. So now I'm going to block Campus Guide and put a land into play. Well, that's not ideal. I still have more. I don't think we're going to get there on this game. Oh, that's almost good enough. If I can find a 2-drop, it's good enough. Come on, 2-drop. Yeah, that'll do it. Alright, I might actually make it here. I'm going to wait to entice an attack, and then I can block. And if I survive this turn, Bookworm gets me out of range of Lightning Bolt too. Yeah. They have 2 Lightning Bolts. Well, I almost stabilized. That was a game that I lost by being on the draw instead of the play. Yep, just run it back. That Zimone was 1 turn too late. If I had gotten her on turn 2, I would have saved 2 life and still got my land into play. I'm going to keep this, but it's a little sketchy because I'm short on lands. Found a land, alright, so I'll play Zimone. In case I top deck another land and throw back. Looks like she's getting bolted. Wow, no play, huh? Alright, I need to hit 1 more land. Give me something to test. No? Land? Yes! So if they send just the effigy, I'm not going to block. If they send both, I have to consider. No, if they send both, I'll block the 3/3. Because if they blow a removal spell on it, that's fine, because I have the Archaic. Alright, no blocks. Tendrils. And I'm just going to leave up Test here, rather than play the Drake. I almost don't want to counter that, but I will. They have a Lorehold command too. They have a Crackle with power. A couple of shocks. Oh, I don't want to remove that, because then they'll get to scry twice. Alright, so I gotta get the Archaic down so that I can copy their Lorehold command if they want to try and play it. I'll just take the 1 here. I'm still just going to take one. Alright. Do I Drake and Rutha, or do I Invocation? I guess I Drake and Rutha. Problem of Drake and Rutha is that it means Bolt can actually kill something, whereas if I don't do both, it can't. I think that's actually a good enough argument to leyline. And I think I do want to send. I need to start making something happen. Nice. Alright, so the Bolt doesn't have a target. Does mean I have to not block, I suppose. Although if they send the Scroll Wielder, I'll block with the 6/6 and let him bolt it. That's acceptable. Well, they can't bolt and get the lower hold command without me getting copies. They can lower hold command and pay for me not getting copy, but then they lose their bolt. I'd very much like to find a Barian Bucks. Interesting, they want to just give their bolt up, huh? That makes sense. And there is my Barian Books. I need to do this now so they don't get the extra copy. Am I brave enough to attack? No. Now I am. Now I want to find a Mage Duel. Bookworm doesn't get me anywhere. Alright, so they can have 5 attackers next turn. If they get the lower hold command. Don't like my chances here. Yuck. So it does take their whole turn to do it, because they got to pay the extra 2. And then once they do that, I think I'm fine giving up my Archaic, which I probably have to. because I'm expecting them to make a 3/2 and make all their stuff indestructible. Actually, if they do that and send everybody, they die, so I guess they can't do that. Barry was very good. Just keep sending for 4. I'm fine to just make the trade. I don't want to bury there, because I'd rather bury plus Rutha on an attacking creature. I suppose they could exile Rutha, but I'm kind of expecting them to exile a 6/6. But Bolt and Command are both gone, so I'm unlikely to die to a burn spell. Well, that's pretty good. Uh-huh. So I can bury that along with something. I'm just going to send the 6/6. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go block, block, block. Another block. I did that wrong. That's all right. Did that wrong too. They're going to get the combat professor back first. But a land closes this game out. While they search, they don't want their combat professor. Alright. 12. That is lethal. Whew. Eked that out. Wow, so I beat double Lorehold command that game. Well, I won that first game by the skin of, or that first match, but by the skin of my teeth. Yeah, this seems good. I do need to draw a green source, but I have like 4 draws for it. That actually will do it. Play turn 2 colony, turn 3 commons, or maybe not. I probably still will. I'll make this trade if they offer it. Oh, well, I'm going to do that instead. Elemental summoning. Alright. Oh man, I even drew Barry. I'm just going to do that. Get wrecked, opponent. Well, this game's going well. I have infinite things to do at high amounts of mana, so I'm not going to take the summoning. The question is, do I take Annihilation or Anatomy? I think I'll take Anatomy. And I'm going to take a hit from the Professor here. And then I get to Invocation and Mage's Duel. That Groff is just not working out for them. So land gets me to Bookworm, but even without a land, I can Summoning and Drake, or Expanded Anatomy and Drake. Alright. Land? Untapped land? That's pretty good too. Now I'm just showing off. So I'm happy to trade the Drake for their Professor if they want to offer that. Wandering Archaic basically means they can't... I was going to say they can't cast any spells without me copying them, but they could have paid for that. Apparently they don't want to, though. It's not very often you get to copy a spell with Wandering Archaic. I bet they're getting Sciences, and that's why they didn't want to pay. Of course, if they do that, then I get a land too. Inkling Summoning. Let's anatomy. And then I'm not even going to fight here, because I think decisive denial as a counterspell could be meaningful. And the only way I see losing this is like basically to a removal spell. Decisive denial stops that. So, well, they had nothing. All right, so Witherbloom, just stuff. They might have an early Biograph start. I don't think there's anything I can do about that, though. It's one removal spell? Yeah, one removal spell. So I don't think I want to put the Snakeskin Veil in. I'll just run it back. I should probably turn my light on, huh? I just realized it must be dark. I'm going to keep this. I really need to draw a third land, but if I do, this hand's great. And I did. A colony, you say? I also have a colony. And once again, if they offer the trade, I'll take it. An early Biograph could be a problem. Probably not with Hesperian books, but still making trades here. And I guess I want Elemental Summoning, even though I can't cast it next turn. Ooh, they have a field trip too. I would love to draw an island. That would be sweet. If I draw effectively nothing, I'm probably on Harmonize and then Campus, and then I'll just have to discard for the turn, which isn't ideal, but it's the way it goes. Zimone is interesting. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Did I send my colony on a field trip? That's what you tell the kids, right? Yeah, your Scourge colony just went on a field trip to the farm. I think I want to Harmonize and just take a hit next turn from the Professor. And then, theoretically, I'll hit at least one land. I can Zimone a land into play. And then I have Bookworm on the next turn. I'm not going to block Dina because they can just sack the pest and kill Zimone. I don't particularly want to trade Zimone at the moment. Not even trade. I don't particularly want to lose Zimone at the moment. They're very far from that being especially good. Sure. If scurried colonies ever harmonize, I suppose that could make sense. You got it. Alright, I could Elemental Summoning and Burying Books. Agreed. Zimone for a pest is not a good trade. Is that better than just playing Bookworm? I think it is, in case they have a removal spell. Because this way, at least, I get to bury something. And then next turn I can Bookworm. After they've played the removal spell, if they have it. I'll trade my 4/4 for basically anything here. Okay. That's unfortunate. Alright, do I just bury the Pugilist? Take 1 extra damage. So let's see. If I do that, I'm taking 5. I go to 8. And then if I play my thing and they attack with everybody and they don't block Dina, they can make Dina 5, 6, and I'd lose 1, 7. I'd still be alive, but barely. I guess that's still the play. Mostly, I don't want them to have the free value on the Professor. Oh, shoot, I miscounted. So now 1 creature doesn't do it, but luckily I drew Rutha. Oh, Bookworm games me life. I could have just done that. That's alright. That flying token's a problem. Well, that's a problem too. So they have lethal if they see it. Actually, I guess I could just block Dina. If I block Professor, I lose 1, go to 6. They can sack Professor. Dina becomes 5 power. I go to 1, but then I gain 3 on the Bookworm. This is still better, because then I don't lose Rutha. I need like a Tendrils or a Mage Duel in my next 2 draws. Next 3 draws, because Bookworm's going to draw me a card. Well, land was not where I wanted to be. I guess I'm still dead to a removal spell. Bury's really good, but I can't cast it this turn, so I need to survive a turn. Pledge Mage, alright. So I can bury Rutha and then play Rutha. If I draw nothing, that's probably better than waiting for an attack. It might not be, because they might do some sacking shenanigans with Dina and then I could blow them out. Also gives me an extra blocker. Yeah, I just hope to draw something, but if I don't, I think I'm on the wait for the attack, Barry. Shoot. Alright. So it looks like they have lethal. So I might be able to get a blowout with the Barry. So I'm going to have to bury Dina and the token. Yeah. But I can put Rutha in front of something and then just bounce Rutha. They have to attack with Dina too, right? To make sure they have lethal. Yeah, there it is. They want to just let it happen, huh? Well, I'm not doing that. Infuse is problematic. So, can't really afford to put the worm back. I guess I just need to scry. Tendrils, it's almost good, but it's not going to do it. Right? Yeah. Well, test isn't going to do it either. I am dead. Well played, opponent. Aha, I get to look at their deck. Alright, so dual. There are two duels, a Putrefy and a Mage Hunter's Onslaught. And then they have a couple of outs for like an early Groff. Okay. I still don't think I changed anything. No, just run it back. So they don't have any way to exile the worm. That, man, the Death Touch Gain 2 was so nasty because it dealt 2 to me and killed my worm. I'll have to keep an eye out for that too. Alright, it's not a fast hand, but Gnarled Professor is really good, and then, you know, I've got a Mage Duel. Ooh, there we go. Now I can even follow up the Gnarled Professor with Elemental Summoning. Look at that! Even got something to play early. And they have no play, huh? This is a really good start for me. Probably playing Wandering Archaic next turn. Sure. Now if they just play a guy and I draw a land, I can Elemental Summoning plus Mage Duel it. Okay. I'm just going to play the Invocation to leave up the Summoning plus Mage Duel. Also, this is more damage. Ugh! That sucks. Well, at least I get to do that. Nope, don't tap like that, please. They have nothing. Well, I'm going to take Fractal Summoning so that I can do something next turn if I don't draw gas. I guess they're just super flooded? Unfortunately, I can only make a 4/4. I'm still going to do it. That tapped land was a big bummer there. What are the chances they have another Wrath effect, right? Land gets me to Bookworm. But if I don't draw land and they play a big creature here, I could be in trouble. Just nothing, huh? Alright, I don't think they're going to have another Wrath, so I'm going to go ahead and ley line. If they'd have to top deck it, because if they had it, they would have played it last turn. Well, apparently my opponent just drew only lands. It was sort of an anticlimactic end. Alright, let's see if we can get the 3-0. Yeah. This is a game where I'd be really happy with an Environmental Science as my sideboard, but oh well. I kind of feel like I'm supposed to loot, or rummage rather, because I just want to hit lands. I think I'll just rummage the Bookworm away. Can always get it back if I need it. Kind of feels like this isn't going to resolve, but I'm going to cast it anyway. I was right. Berry's not bad. I do need some land. Another land puts me in a good spot. So because I have the second berry, I'm actually going to bury the Wormhole Serpent, just because it's a more expensive card. And they're doing the same amount of damage at the moment. Well, that's not bad. Okay. Land. Nice. That's interesting. I think I still just have to attack, and I can bury if they double block. And just Invocation. Since they have the Wormhole Serpent, they have a clock, plus, the flyer. So I want to try and put pressure on. I think it's good for me that they want to spend mana to try and just make their stuff unblockable. I actually can swing for lethal next turn. If I draw a land, I'll just bury... Ooh, that's good too. And then I have Test of Talents to prevent any shenanigans, like perhaps Aberian Books. You even get to look through their library. Alright, so they have Counterspell. That's good to know about. They have a couple of Mage Duels. What else did they have? And then they just have like random blue and green stuff. Alright. They have 3 flyers in the deck. 4, because they have 3 water. Oh, they have 4 aerialists? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So they have 5 flyers. So it may actually be worth playing this Tangle Trap. Even though it's not ideal, because it costs an extra 2 mana, but that's still okay, I think. Is Test of Talents bad here? It's Berry, a couple of Mage Duels, Harmonize, and Counterspell. There are not a lot of hits. Yeah, I think I'll cut the test. There are definitely spots where it could be good. but it's still probably my worst card compared to, say, like, my next worst card, like Cram Session. Yeah, maybe Cram Session's worse. There's also Snakeskin Veil, which stops everything except Counterspell. That Test of Talents also stops. Actually, kind of like that. Their Pledge Mage is actually not that good. It's probably one of the worst I've ever seen a deck for a Pledge Mage, which is generally just really, really good. Alright, well, I like that they haven't done anything. Well, I appreciate that you believe in me, Dual Lands. They're playing a 2-4. I'm not even going to bury that. I'll just blend a Eureka Moment on turn 4 instead of Harmonize. I was probably supposed to play it on my turn because of Counterspell in their deck. It wasn't countered. I'm just going to Harmonize, and if they... Oh, just Decisive Denial. Well, I'm just going to Harmonize anyways. Now, I've already played my land, so even when I play Needlethorn Drake, I'll have to discard. That's alright, I'm still going to cast it. And I'm going to play the Needlethorn Drake in case they're holding a Mage duel. Or a Reject. I guess I don't need this Campus anymore, and it comes into play. Tapped land is a bit of a liability at the moment. Wandering Archaic. Yeah, that's probably good enough. And the 2-mana tax is actually really good here because of the Decisive Denial. I am not going to allow them to draw 3. Alright, I think it's Bookworm time. Another flyer is not ideal for me. So I think the plan here is to Mage Duel with the Assistant, and then leave out Burying Books for the Aerialist. This way I can send the Archaic and pressure them pretty hard here. Mm-hmm. And I think that means they're dead. Yeah, sort of like a one of those can of worms, but it's a book of worms. All right, well, that was a nice clean 3-0. I even have time to draft a best of one here, or maybe play a game or two with it. Premier drafts. I'm on it. Well, that was a lot faster than the best of 3. Ooh, Finale is great. Emergent Sequence is good. Combat Professor is good. Witherbloom Apprentice is good. Heated Debate's great, but it's definitely going to be a dramatic finale. And I'm going to push real hard to get into Silver Quill. Well, Study Break is great. I like Inkling Summoning too, but I think I'm going to take Study Break first. I'm actually not sure if that's right or not, but it's what I'm doing. Combat Professor versus Expanded Anatomy. I think it has to be Expanded Anatomy here, as good as Professor is. The first Expanded Anatomy is really important for Silver Quill. Well, we're off to a great start for Silver Quill. Let's see if we can keep it up. Well, this is unplayable for Silver Quill. So if I wasn't Silver Quill for some reason, what's the best card here? It's just Shock, I think. This pack kind of sucks. There's Fractal Summoning too. I think I'm still going to take Shock, but I am not happy about it. I don't really think this is a signal, though. So the rare is missing, and then an uncommon and a common. It's possible that a white card has been taken here, but I don't think this is necessarily a strong signal, even though it feels like it kind of is. Silver Quill Pledge Mage versus Mage Hunter's Onslaught and Second Anatomy. I don't think we're on Second Anatomy here. So I think it's Pledge Mage versus Onslaught. I think it's actually really close. Because in Silver Quill decks, often the Pledge Mage is basically just a 3/1 flyer for 3. and you want removal a little less because you want to just have stuff for your opponent to kill. But I'm still going to take the Onslaught, I think. I'll take a 2-drop. Blue looks open. And that's kind of late for a Professor of Zoomancy. I think that's a good card, but we're trying to force Silver Quill here with this dramatic finale. Plus, I mean, my start's been so good for Silver Quill. There's a Hunt for Specimens versus, I don't think the Star People's very good. Pest Summoning is fine, and Silver Quill Campus. I think this is an easy hunt. Lumamancer, could this be a Lumamancer deck? It could be. Versus Crushing Disappointment or Introduction to Prophecy. I'm going to take the Lumamancer because I don't think either of these are especially important. Neither is Make Your Mark. And the Lumamancer deck could be a thing. Duress, Essence Infusion, Make Your Mark. I don't think I'm on Duress, although it's certainly playable. So is it Make Your Mark or Essence Infusion? I think I'm going to go with Essence Infusion, but I think that's close. Well, I don't want any of this at all. So I guess I'll take the rare for gems. If it were best of 3, I'd take the Essence Fracture or whatever that was called, but it is not. Well, I'm definitely fighting someone for Silver Quill, so hopefully Pack 2 goes really well. Ugh. I don't really want the second Essence Infusion. I also don't want the Promising Dusk Mage, though. I'm going to take the Dusk Mage just because it's a creature and I could like run short on those. But I really don't want to play that. I'm not going to play 2 Essence Infusions. If I had taken Make Your Mark on the previous pick, I probably would take Essence Infusion there. Well, this is all garbage. Take the black card. I'll take a Campus. That's pretty good for a third to last pick. Alright, I really need these, like, 2-drops to start showing up. Arrogant Poets, Killian would be awesome. The Apprentice, Silver Quill Apprentice. Could use another lesson or 2 as well. An Inkling Summoning would be nice. I'm sitting next to Ted. This pack's not great for me. Is it Sciences or Mage Hunter's Onslaught? Silverquill is the deck that cares about Sciences the least, for sure. It's still good to have, but is it better than passing up a Mage Hunter's Onslaught? Feels like it's not. I think I want the Onslaught. Ooh, Rise and Inkling Summoning are both good. Shadewing Laureate's good too. But I think it's worse than either of the other two. Nice, Dual Lands. Congratulations on being fully vaccinated. I think I just need this Inkling Summoning too much. With the Study Break and the Hunt for Specimens. Well, there's another Study Break. I guess I'll... Do I take that over the Annihilation? I think I do. There was the Tempted by the Auric, or whatever it's called, in that pack. Bummer I'm not in blue. Alright, come on, packs. I need some creatures. Some 2-drops. Maybe some, not Apprentices, Pledge Mages. Good 3-drop. I don't want to play this Dissector at all. I don't want to play this Dusk Mage at all either, but I'm going to leave it there for the moment. Or take the Eye Bat, whatever that's called. Man. I guess I'm taking a Lesson card here. I don't especially want this Biblioplex Assistant. So is it Pest Summoning or Reduce to Memory? I don't really like Reduce to Memory here, so I think I'm going to take Pest Summoning. Hunt for Specimens is not bad over Introduction of Prophecy. This deck is not shaping up, though. I have 0 flyers at the moment. Alright, well, there's a Pledge Mage. I'll take that. It's a pretty important pickup. I'm definitely not in the right college for my seat. I think I'll take Spectre over Professor's Warning. So Dual Land, since you're going to be fully vaccinated, that means you get to start licking doorknobs tomorrow, right? That's what you do after you're fully vaccinated? Ugh. I guess I'm on Mage Hunter, but I sure am not happy about it. Man, my deck is a train wreck here. I mean, I think I take Make Your Mark over any of this other stuff. Divine Gambit's a fine card, but it's a lot worse in an aggro deck. I already have a fair amount of removal. Well, I can't play any of this. I'm so in the wrong college. Well, that's nice that you can start working out again. Take reduced to memory because I'm not playing a 1-4 or the elocution. Ugh. God, my deck is bad. Probably playing that Star Pupil. Do you lick the doorknob before going into the gym? Shoot. I'm taking Spirit Summoning because I just need stuff. I'm taking that over the Mage Hunter's Onslaught, but I'm sure not happy about that. What is going on? There we go. Wow. Am I on the Biblioplex over Stone Rice Spirit, I guess? Sure. Alright, so is Silver Quill Command good enough? It's pretty good. There's also a 2-drop here that I really want. You don't like the doorknob. You don't know what you're missing out on. This pack has a lot of cards that I want. I think I'm going to take the command, though. Alright, here's a 2-drop. Oh! Mavinda! That can buy back Study Break, Essence Infusion, Make Your Mark. Mavinda is a great pickup here. I'm going to start moving my lessons to the sideboard. There's another 2-drop versus Unwilling Ingredient. I think I'll just take Eager First here. Who knows what could happen? You could become famous for licking doorknobs. Would you want to be famous for licking doorknobs? There are still some cards in here I very much want to cut. Alright, well, Rescuer is pretty good. It's coming together a bit. At the end of Pack 2, my deck was bad, and now my deck is very reasonable. This pack has been pretty good to me. So right now, this is the deck, but I still want to cut Promising Dust Mage and Star Pupil and Ageless Guardian. See, dual lands at the gym, you don't just lick the doorknob. You open the doorknob with your tongue, and that way you're working out while you lick the doorknob. Multitasking. Alright, there's a 2-drop. Ephemerate doesn't matter in my deck. So I'll take the 2-drop, happily. Get this Promising Dust Mage out of here. I'll take the Spiteful Squad. I'm not sure if it's better. Well, it's probably better than this 1-4. I'll take the Campus. I don't know if I'm going to play it. But I'm not playing the Dusk Mage. Alright, Show of Confidence versus Pledge Mage. Show of confidence something I want? It kind of is. I think it actually really is. I'll take that. Agonizing remorse. Alright, so I think I can take the star people out. I'm not playing any of this. And I get to cut one more card. Although this might be a 16 lander. Probably not, though. I think Clever Lumimancer is going to be fine in this deck. Mage Hunter is not great. I don't think 16 lands is the answer. Maybe it's Agonizing Remorse. Maybe I don't need that. There's also Beaming Defiance, but with Mavinda that gets a lot better. Alright, let's run it this way. So this is 9 black sources and 8 white sources. That's definitely not right. Alright, run it. Looks solid. Summoning. Blue and white so far. I wonder if blue's just a splash color. I don't have double black, which is unfortunate here. I can trade this plus Make Your Mark for that flyer. I wouldn't necessarily do that, except that with Mavinda I get to Make Your Mark again. And that 1/3 flyer is going to cause me issues. Even without drawing a land here, I could Make Your Mark from my graveyard and then Show of Confidence. Playing that as a 1/1, nice. Alright, so is that what I want to do? It kind of is. And I'll target my 3/2, I guess. No, I'll target the 1/1 because I'm going to show confidence on the 3-2. But I'll play it as an instant so they won't know. I don't need to give them vigilance. Boom. I even have double black so I can Mage Hunter's Onslaught next turn. If I draw a land, I can Onslaught and Show of Confidence. Oh man, so good. Just do it. Actually, there's no reason to do it now. Well, this seems to be working out pretty well. Although my opponent looks mana screwed. Well, Mavinda was pretty dang good that game. Yep. Seems good. Well, land's not really what I want, but if I'm going to draw the campus, that was the turn to draw it. Oh, clever Lumomancer. I think it's still better to play that, as awkward as it is. If they don't play another land by the time I get to 4, oh, they did. I might still Mage Hunter's Onslaught that island, we'll see. Well, I guess that's better. Next turn I can Hunt for Specimens, Show of Confidence, get 3 triggers on the Lumomancer, and on the Eager First here. The blue seems pretty important to their game plan. Oh, now they have another blue. Alright, well, I'm just going to Spectre this turn, I guess. This Lumomancer's not looking great. Fight card ruins my plans a bit. If they don't have the fight card, Make Your Mark would be such an amazing draw. Because I could Make Your Mark and Hunt for Specimens and then Show of Confidence getting 3 triggers. Oh, that would be so good. Colony is fine. They're actually at 7 lands already. Make Your Mark. Essence Infusion's actually pretty good. Alright, let's send everybody and see how they block. And then maybe I blow them out with a show of confidence. Well, that's not going to happen. So we're going to do this. And I don't want to put, because of Barian books, I don't want to put too much on the Spectre. So I guess I'll put the other show here. Well, the Lumimancer is catching up a bit from being real bad at the beginning of the game. Well, that's good. Oh, well, now they're dead. That was a pretty aggressive attack there. This is certainly a good start to the draft. Epileptic Horse. Interesting name. I mean, I'm going to keep it, but I need to draw lands. If I just draw a bunch of lands in a row, though, this hand's great. Turn 2 Hunt, turn 3 Inkling Summoning, turn 4 Mage Hunter or Spectre Fens, or if I drew enough lands to play Dramatic Finale, then that instead. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I still want to draw land. If I miss on a land next turn, though, it's not the worst, because I can play Inkling Summoning. Ooh, I hit land, though. That's better. So I still can't play Dramatic Finale next turn unless I draw another land. But even if I don't, I can still play either Mage Hunter or Spectre of Fens. Alright. Send this one. If they block, I think I'm on Mage Hunter. If they don't block, I'm on Spectre of the Fens. Alright, come on, land. If I draw a land, I probably actually Eager Cadet or Eager First Year and Silver Quill Pledge Mage over the Finale. Sure. Alright. I know what my top card is. I'm a little worried about them drawing a land and then playing a 7. So I think I'm going to Onslaught here. It does push a lot of damage, too. Dang it. I'm actually not going to send the Eager First Year here because of the dramatic finale. And they can just double block with the 2 Adepts. This trade I'm willing to make. I don't particularly want to trade the First Year for a Soothsayer Adept at the moment. Oh, that's a card I would have had trouble beating. Alright, let's see if this resolves. Excellent. Alright, so I can send them both now. Get 2 damage in. Now if I can draw a land, I get to Leech Fanatic plus 1 of my 4 drops. Oh, that's a rough card. I did. Alright, let's send them both. Oh, maybe that was unwise. Alright, I'm going to play the Mage Hunter because I think all the damage matters right now. Yuck. I mean, I guess it's fine because I get my token, but drawing a card off that shock was pretty rough. Well, I'm very glad that I played the Mage Hunter over the Spectre there. Hunt. Well, that seems pretty good. How badly do I want that Archmage gone? Pretty badly, right? Because I could get the Reduce here, or I could just pick up another creature. I'm going to pick up another creature. I think I've got a shot at racing. Question is, do I want Pest Summoning or do I want Spirit Summoning? I'm going to take the Spirit Summoning because I'm a little short on black. So now any untapped land gets me the double spell here. Well, it's good, but I don't think it's good enough at the moment. Oh, does that end things? Almost. I think I get to put them to 1 here. So first year is going to go up to 5. I think I just put them both here. Put them to 1, and then they can't play any more spells because of the Mage Hunter. And they're dead. Excellent. Well, this is going pretty smoothly. Turns out Mage Hunter was actually quite good that game. I don't know if it was actually better than the... So it was better the first time I played it than the Fen Hunter for sure. I think it did like 2 damage a turn, so I guess it was just better than the Fen Hunter. Uh-oh. My game crashed. I hope I didn't, like, just lose a game by disconnecting after I connected to an opponent. That would be pretty unfortunate. Alright, cool. Got back in time. You are not on time, Lumomancer. I guess it didn't matter. I played a tapped land first. Missing a land. I think that means I need to hunt for a rummage. And I think it's going to be the Lumomancer. Maybe it should be a 4-drop. Still no land. I don't think I've ever seen that cast for 1 before. Alright, found a land. Excellent. One more land would be pretty sweet. Excellent. Alright, let's do this. And then Show of Confidence. Well, that's just 13 damage. No biggie. And there's a good example of why Lumomancer's good. Even if they wiped my board there, I could kill them with Silver Quill Command. So that was a turn 5 kill. Alright, well, that was so fast, I think I've even got time for another one. It's nice that I've drawn the Lumimancer and Show of Confidence together so many times. If I can draw like one land, I think this hand's good, so I'm going to keep it. And there's my land. I even drew a 2-drop. Sweet. I think I'm just not blocking if they offer the trade. Oh, that's gonna be tough to beat. I'm gonna send. I assume they don't block, but if they do, I get to Defiance. This is even a good start for me, but I don't think I'm gonna beat the Sparring Regimen. Well, that helps. I'm in a much better spot now. Ugh. Scratch that. Well, alright. They probably can't afford to block here. No, they're going to? Alright. Okay. I only have a single white, which means I can't Mavinda and do the thing. I guess I'm on Mage Hunter here, since they're kind of a low life total. Yippers. Man, being white gated here really sucks. But I'm going to send both, because with the Beaming Defiance, they're both lethal to the Frost Trickster. Alright, I'm probably dead now. If I draw a white source here, I can Mavinda and still have Make Your Mark up. Oh my gosh. Is this going to work? So if somehow they survive, I'm dead regardless, so I guess I just loot. Is it going to work? No. Oh well. I almost beat a turn 3 Sparring Regimen and a turn 5 Shadrix, but it was not quite to be. Alright, I'll play one more. Yeah, so close, but man, Sparring Regimen's so good. And on turn 3, ugh. I drew really well, but it still wasn't quite enough. The white gating was pretty bad, I suppose. Yeah. I do need to draw a land here, but if I do, this hand's great. I even get to Study Break twice, because Mavinda can buy it back if I tap one of my own creatures. Yeah, Silver Quill is fast, that's what it does. Alright, I hit a land. Turn 2 Quandrix Apprentice is not exciting for me, but it's alright. Pledge Mage, okay. I will certainly trade Eager First Year for either of those, so I will send. And I think I'm actually playing Silver Quill Pledge Mage over Mavinda here. Really want to draw a land. Ew. Nice. I'm just on Inkling Summoning here. Could also be on Expanded Anatomy because of Mavinda. Alright, I'm going to take Expanded Anatomy because of Mavinda. I mean, I guess I'm playing for another one, so that was silly. Alright, come on, land for Mavinda. I mean, land so I can Mavinda and still Study Break. And then on the following turn, I get to Expanded Anatomy and Study Break. And then turn after that, I get to Expanded Anatomy again. I don't think I care about the Quandrix Apprentice at this point, and I'm not going to double block the Pledge Mage. So I'm just going to not block. I think just having more attackers is more important here. It's not that I don't care about the Apprentice, but I care about damage more. I want to end this game as fast as I can. Alright, come on land, specifically a white land. So plains, come on plains. If I don't draw an untapped land, I may just play the Spiteful Squad. If they play no blocker. Played a blocker, but it... Oh, well that's not bad. I think I just trade the Silver Quill Pledge Mage off here. Yeah, because Study Break's not good right now. Because then I can't cast another spell. Still looking for a Plains. I'm not blocking Pledge Mage. Alright, so if I can draw Plains, I get to Mavinda and Study Break. And get in for 5. Put him to 7, and then they're dead to Study Break on the following turn. Plains, Plains, Plains! Ugh, wrong lands. I think I'm supposed to extend Expanded Anatomy here on a token. And then I can still Study Break. I think they have the Fight card. The Instant Speed Fight card. Which would be bad, because it kills Mage Hunter. I can't do anything about it. Oh, well that's a lot less bad. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but it's not too bad. So if they just go to attacks, do I tap now? Because they could play another blocker. No, I don't. So if they attack with their 5/5, even if they make it bigger, if they only play one blocker, I get to Study Break for the win. So I gotta wait till after combat to Study Break. Okay, that's good. Of course, if they have like a Varian Books, it's pretty bad for me. Alright, so I'm not blocking here because I want to be able to swing for lethal. Just tap out to play creature. Come on, tap out to play creature. But not 2 creatures. Alright, if I draw a white source, I still have lethal. Did not. I was maybe supposed to rummage there to give me an extra shot at a white source. I will be chumping. I don't want to put a bunch of things in front of the 4/4 to kill it, because I still want to try and keep lethal on the board. It's also a pretty aggressive attack there, to attack with both. Okay. Oh, that was good. So if I kill a blocker, then they're at effectively 4. But then burying books kills me. They could easily have burying books. What's my other option? I could Mavinda, plan to kill them next turn. I think I'm gonna onslaught here. See if this works. If it does, I guess I send the Fanatic and the 4/4, I think. Maybe and the 3/3. And then any 2 of them are lethal, so they have to block both. If they have Burying Books, though, or, well, if they had the fight spell, they'd have played it already. So they could still have Burying Books. So if they bury the 4/4, they can double block the 3/3, take 2 on blocks. Oh, they have Snow Day. Okay. So do I attack for 3? Put them to 2. Die to a removal spell. So they didn't have Burying Books. If they play a removal spell, am I basically dead anyways? I go to 3, have no blockers on the next turn, so I have to play Spiteful Squad, and then they can attack for 3. So a removal spell kills me anyway, unless I top deck Plains. Oh no, because I would gain 1. No, because if it's Burying Books specifically, I don't gain the life. Alright, I'm going to send. I'm totally fine with a double block, because they still lose 2. And then I'm not dead to a removal spell. I'd probably kill Zimone, even though the Manifestation Sage is bigger. Because they may actually have enough time to start activating Zimone, and they have 8 lands already. Oh, that was wrong. Because now I'm dead to a... Oh, no, I'm not dead to a removal spell, because I gained 1. Right. So I will chump the 4/4. And then I'm probably on Spiteful Squad next turn. This has been a roller coaster of a game. That's pretty bad for me. Really bad for me. So am I just dead? Yeah, I'm just dead. Well, I guess I can make him do it. Alright, well played, opponent. That was quite the game. That was a really good game, actually. Alright, well, that's going to do it for the night. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back Friday at 7, my usual time. And